So sometimes I worry about when folks say she's unemployable or he's unemployable. Ever been in a meeting or heard that or read it somewhere on an evaluation? Or this group of people over here are unemployable. I just heard it last week again somewhere. I don't know what unemployable is. Just the basis of where we're coming from, we believe in the notion of zero exclusion. That there isn't anyone, you probably can't show me some disability, label some person in the back of the worst institution that couldn't potentially be employed in this country. We need to spend more time with you. We need to really discover that personal genius inside you, what parts of you that we don't know. And what we're looking for, from my perspective, are ideal conditions of employment. What are those conditions? Where do you want to spend your day each day, and what kind of conditions around you? This is what I just wanted to briefly talk about. Joe's dad came to a Partners in Policy Making in Kansas. I didn't know Joe, but he kept telling me that he couldn't imagine his son ever working. And I said, well, you know, we have this zero exclusion thing, right? And he says, yeah, but if he was here, I'd be holding his collar. He's just a wild man, and he's 15 years old, and Dad, I hadn't met Joe, and I'm going, okay. And he said, I really want this, but I just don't think it could happen. You know, the school says less than 30 seconds time on task, and you have all those kinds of things. And they'd had some heartbreaking experiences with Joe in their life, right? We planted the seeds of the idea, I guess, of just doing a quick exercise. And one of the exercises was just think of a lot of different things. And they actually came up with quite a list of things that Joe seemed to like and dislike, and you saw some of those. I said, and somewhere in the process, pick one of them that seemed to be on the top, and one of them was popcorn, and there was some rationale behind it when he was younger. Actually, to this day, he was 15, that he would put popcorn on a popcorn on string on a Christmas tree. Even though he was only 30-second time on task, he would spend all afternoon doing that. But his dad insisted him to try this out. They bought this kettle corn setup. Dad thought, well, $3,000, we'll put it in the backyard and see if it works. We used setup, we used kettle and a propane tank and all this. And just started to see if Joe would do it. And what they wanted was, Dad said one of his ideal conditions was Joe would have a lot of tasks. So Joe can stir the kettle corn, or he can shake it, or he can put it in bags. And this was back in 2002. Joe was 15. Joe's worked at this ever since. When he turned 18, vocational rehabilitation helped him start a business. The business last year made $70,000 in gross sales and is projecting $100,000 in gross sales this year. They have a full-time employee that works for Joe that's not paid by Medicaid. It's paid by the 70,000 sales of the business. But that took that family a lot of years, right? They have a whole building now where they have 6 different kettles and one full-time employee, other part-time employees in peak seasons. They get up every day and are working. They don't have to wait all week for the next festival. They're always filling orders. I guess I would like to leave it. Sometimes people criticize our process of discovery sounds kind of flaky or loose, but it is a structured process. We're trying not to ask what job or business is best. What we're trying to say is, let's just go get lots of ideas. Let's not look for the best idea, just look for lots of ideas. Let's go over here, see why that business owner likes her or doesn't like her. There's people out in the community that will just like the person you're working with, whether you want them to or not. They're just out there. And you won't find them inside. You have to go out and do it. And it does cost some money. Would you agree with that? But the money's out there. You can restructure voc rehab to pay for it. It takes time sometimes, and Social Security. And the systems that can pay for that. You have to go out and lead the way for them to learn how to do it. So thank you.